channel. Hey, you know what time it is, No Press Fam? Welcome everyone to another episode of The Beatdown, the segment and channel where two worlds collide. I am your host, Class, this is my co-host, Biggs, doing it big, baby, and keeping it 200 subs. And if you guys enjoy our content, you know what you can do. You can share, you can like, you can subscribe, or you can turn on your notifications to get the latest episodes, which we put out every week. And in honor of the recent Shazam trailer that came out, we figured we'd give you this one. And just as a side note, there was also an announcement made by James Gunn himself, the new half CEO or co-CEO of DC Comics or DC, studios, I guess. And he's already give announcements of which characters and shows are going to be brought up and movies that are going to be put out in the next couple years. So I'm really excited about that. So we're going to be giving you guys for the next couple weeks episodes of those characters, so that way you guys get a little more informed for the episodes and movies and shows that are going to be coming up in the next recent coming months or years to follow. Anyways, let's get things started. Usually I start things off, but I'm going to let my boy Big start things off since this is all about Shazam. Right, and I'll be representing DC Comics, the Shazam family. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the characters, because I don't know all that much. So we got Darla Dudley, who is the fastest one in the group. You got Eugene Choi, hopefully I'm saying that right, can control electrical stuff. That means he's a technopath, if I'm saying that correctly. Lady Shazam is Mary Bromfield, who is also pretty strong in the same level of ankle rights almost as Shazam, but not exactly there. We also have Pedro Pena, who is considered in his assets the strongest one in the group. And then you also have Shazam Jr., who is Freddie Freeman. There have been many interpretations, one where he's his friend or relative or his pal, so there's like a lot of ways, but anyways, he's also around the same equal rights of the level with Shazam, but not exactly there as well. He's kind of on the same level with Mary, but Mary's probably a little more stronger than Freddie, at least that's what I'm going to say. So who would I put against who in this type of situation? Well, I would put Shazam against the Hulk, obviously the two level captains going against each other. I would put Darla Dudley against Scar. I would put Mary Bromfield against She-Hulk. I would put Pedro Pena and Freddy against Red Hulk. And I would put Eugene Choi against Red She-Hulk. Let's start off with Eugene and Red She-Hulk. Red She-Hulk is not at the top level of her father or Red Hulk. I'm not sure if she has been in different interpretations, but I don't really know if she's really been considered like top tier. But let's say she's at a very roundhouse street level fight level character like Luke Cage. I do believe that Eugene might have a good chance. He does have the 7 gods in his corner, plus he has the technopath to create diversions, distractions if he needs to during a pressure situation. Let's say Red She-Hulk has him cornered, or he's feeling like the pressure's being onto him, or he might not be able to take her. He could probably call upon a helicopter, a jet, a train, submarine, anything with rockets or explosions that could put Red She-Hulk in a disadvantage at a moment. He can use his electrical current abilities to kind of shock Red She-Hulk down. There is a way where he could also throw a few punches at her while doing this simultaneously. I do believe at some point Red She-Hulk is going to be put down to the count with all that coming at her in each different direction. I do believe it's going to overwhelm her at some point. Now, I put Eugene to help Mary against She-Hulk. Now, Mary might be able to hold or take on She-Hulk, but I don't know if she'll be able to put her down officially. But with Eugene as an extra in her corner, I do believe that She-Hulk doesn't have a chance. She-Hulk is skillful, yes, she's strong in her own right, and she's proven time and time that she can hold her own. She's even proven at one point fighting Planet Hulk, but she still got defeated. And that was just one character. So I want to say that with 2-on-1, it's going to put her at a disadvantage. They're going to overwhelm her, overtake her at some point. With his technopath being able to distract her with a lot of like arsenal techno weapons in his corner, which is explosions or, like bombs, or, he's got motor vehicles. He could use a lot of things to his to his opportunity. And on top of that, Mary is strong in her own right. So I believe with the two, they're going to be able to push She-Hulk down. Darla versus Scar. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, why would I put these two together? Clearly, Scar is a much more fiercer warrior. Darla is not going to be able to take on Scar like on her own. No, that's true. But create a diversion or create a little bit of dodging and a little bit of distance might be able to keep her from being able to be put down officially by Scar. Scar is a fierce warrior, but not as super intellectual like the other characters. So maybe Darla might be able to keep the speed and the distance and dodge and range away from Scar's while she waits for the others to come and help her, because I do believe she's fast enough to do that and to keep that going for just a pace long enough just to have the other two show up. With Eugene and Mary and Darla in 3-on-1 against Scar, I think Scar is capable of fighting maybe a few of them off because he is a fierce warrior, but I do believe at some point the 3-on-1 numbers is going to overtake him. I do believe that the Eugene's electrical current and technopath he might be able to throw things at. Scar that Scar might have to brace himself for. Mary might be able to throw all the blows from up and down, left and right from the sky, and obviously Darla can come from the ground and just go for every part where she sees a weak and open spot and just nail him a couple times and then run off. So with all these three coming at him at once, I do believe that Scar is going to feel that pressure and then be KO'd, and then now the three can help the others. Mary helps Pedro and Freddy go against Red Hulk, and Darla and Eugene goes and helps Shazam against the Hulk. Red Hulk is very strong. He's capable in his own right to take on a few characters. Freddy and Pedro, not only just muscle, but also another character with muscle and strength and speed, along with another character with muscle, strength, and speed. I do believe that they might be able to handle him. If not, I do believe that for a moment, maybe Eugene can have Darla assist them so it could be a 4-on-1, because Red Hulk is pretty strong in his own right, and the energy absorption is an issue too. So if he gets all of those 4-on-1 situation, I do believe he will be taken down eventually at some point, because he is cocky, but he's not able to handle 4 characters at once that have these 7 gods in their possession. So yeah, I do believe there's going to be a problem there. So let's say Eugene and Shazam are left with just the Hulk. Eventually, once Red Hulk is taken down by the 4, and by Darla, by Freddy, by Pedro, sorry, I just want to make sure I got them all. By Freddy, Darla, Pedro, Mary. Now you got Eugene and the Hulk and Shazam going against each other. Eventually, the whole Shazam family comes into the aid of Shazam to go against the Hulk. I do believe Hulk could handle maybe a few of them on his own. But it's going to be a tough battle, because you got 6 Shazam family members of the good god-like powers against the Hulk. And the Hulk isn't just an easy guy to take down on his own. Maybe the other characters might have been able to handle on a 4-on-1 situation, or 3-on-1 or 2-on-1, but Hulk is a little different. It's not easy to really take down the Hulk, which means that there is going to be some casualties during this battle. So I do believe that Hulk might be able to take out, during the battle against these characters, he might be able to take out Darla, maybe KO her. He might be able to take out Eugene officially, maybe Freddy. But I do believe that Pedro, Shazam, and Mary might be able to hold their own just enough. And Darla with the speed might be able to hold their own just enough. Even though Darla might get KO, I do believe that before they get KO, before they get knocked out for the count, I do believe they're going to give it their all. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at the Hulk, considering that they really care for their families deeply. And when that emotional attachment, along with the will, that would pretty much overwhelm any character, villain or non-villain. So, with these characters being able to overpower him at some point, or even if they get eliminated at some point, Hulk is gonna feel the pressure or the burn or the weak. He's gonna feel weakened. He's gonna be drained. He's gonna feel taken down, or feel like he can't take any more of the beating, considering that he might have been able to take 3 of them down, but he still has 3 more to go, and that eventually will overwhelm him, and eventually he will get KO'd, and ultimately Shazam family wins this one. Alright, and I'll be representing the Hulk family in this end. Marvel Comics Hulk family, it should be more clear. Okay, so let's talk a few things about the characters themselves, shall we? So that way we kind of are a little familiar with them. So let's start off with, obviously the Hulk, you already know, the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. That's the main thing, his main strong thing. Plus he obviously has Bruce Banner as an intellect. You have Red Hulk, the next one, who is a military-style background, and the hotter he gets, the burning red he gets. Plus, he can absorb energies as well. you have She-Hulk, who is intelligent in her own right, and on top of that, she has some mad skills. She's taken bigger opponents that are stronger than her down without actually using her strength, more of her skills in certain pressure points and all that. Red She-Hulk is tough to beat in her own right. There's not a lot that we said, but if she's obviously General Ross's kid, she's obviously too tough to beat, and she's also been Hulk in several other forms, so let's not underestimate Betty there, Betty Ross. And we have Scar, I believe is the last person I'm going to mention, who is not only half of Hulk's kid, but also half of a mother who can absorb energy from an entire planet. So Scar, I mean, he had a rough childhood ago, and I'll explain that throughout this whole episode. But yeah, because of his rough goings, he's become one of the most fiercest Hulk warriors out there. So who would I put against who? You're probably wondering to yourself. Well, I would put Hulk against Shazam, obviously. Scar against Eugene. She-Hulk against Darla. Red Hulk against Pedro and Freddy. Freddy Jr. or Freddie Freeman, I don't know. Red She-Hulk against Mary. Now, Scar against Eugene. The reason why I obviously put Scar against Eugene is because Scar can absorb energy, and Eugene uses his bread and butter is technopath, which is technology that Scar's not going to have trouble with since he's kind of a fierce warrior. He's been fighting a battle since he was a child. Since he was born, he got out of the womb from his mother and started just fighting everything in sight. So he is a tough warrior to beat. On top of that, the energy absorption does come in handy. So even if Eugene decides to try to throw any kind of electrical current or electrical lightning at him, it doesn't matter because Scar will be able to absorb it. So regardless of how much juice he provides, it's not going to be enough. I do believe Scar eventually will beat him because he has the warrior style battle technique, and Eugene is not known to be a warrior more than he's known to rely on his technopath abilities and his electrical abilities in order to fight someone. So I do believe Scar has his number on this one. Red She-Hulk against Mary. Now, you're probably thinking that Mary probably has Red She-Hulk's number in this way, but I don't necessarily agree with that. Now, in the comics, if you're not familiar, because I'm not really familiar with Red She-Hulk, I've never read too much into the Hulk's comics, but I do know myself a little bit about her. And one of the things was one of the most impressive feats she did do, which is she managed to get released off of a grip lock against Thor, the mighty Thor himself. Now, grip lock meaning like a hold. He was holding her from behind and she got him to release her. That's impressive because Thor, if you already know, like in the arguments of every comic, almost YouTube channel or videos out there, or even from regular arguments around, just literally just talking among your friends, you always mention Thor in the muscle powerhouse levels. Like he could fight probably against Superman or Goku or somebody, you know? So Thor is always mentioned as one of the top tier characters. So to be able to take him, release a lock from him says something, which means that Red She-Hulk might be able to hold Mary or put her down for herself. But let's say she can't. Obviously, she still has Scar. Scar is going to be able to put Eugene down, probably not too fast, but fast enough for him to be able to come and assist Red She-Hulk against Mary. And I don't think Mary will be able to handle Scar and Red She-Hulk. No chance in heck for that one. And I do believe that she'll be put down for the count. Okay, next up, Darla versus She-Hulk. Now, Darla is the fastest one probably out of all of them. That's true. But She-Hulk, again, is very intelligent and skills. So there is something to be said about that. Not only, she might not be as strong or stronger than Hulk, but she does have her own strength. And intelligence does come in handy during a fight against someone who only relies on one ability, which is the speed. Now, a speedster needs the ground pretty much, or needs a lot of things in order to move around. If the foot gets distracted or slips, it's going to be an issue. So if She-Hulk wanted to, she could probably smash the ground. Okay, so yeah, smash the ground and have what he called it, Darla fall off, or use the good old-fashioned thunderclap to put her down for the count. Now, the reason why I say that She-Hulk could probably do that is because, remember, she's smart enough. She outmaneuvered Abomination in one of the comics. Abomination's a lot stronger than She-Hulk. That's a given. At least that's what has been said. And She-Hulk had to use her skills and pressure points in order to put Abomination down. So yes, she doesn't rely only on strength. She uses her brains. So I do believe that eventually the brains are going to be able to figure a way around Darla, which is either the thunderclap or using the ground to smash it in order to put Darla out of her place and then knock her down for the count. I do believe she could do it by herself. And if she doesn't, again, she has Scar or Red She-Hulk, and Red She-Hulk would probably be the one to assist her, and it'd be all over after that. Now, Scar joins up against Red Hulk, tag teaming against Freddy and Pedro. I do believe that's a possibility because, it's not only a possibility, it would be the ultimate doom for Pedro and Freddy. Why? Because Scar is a warrior in himself. He could probably handle those two on his own if he wanted to. And on top of that, having Red Hulk, he took off. Okay, so let's talk about both Scar and Red Hulk, shall we? Scar was able, like I said already, as a child, was able to fight off a bunch of other warriors or a bunch of other creatures while he was still a kid, while he was an infant. And here's one more impressive feat. He was able, with one good punch, knock Juggernaut from Earth up to space. Okay, that's saying something because Juggernaut is a powerhouse character. And on Red Hulk's level, he was able to brush off or swing off Captain Marvel. Okay, he was able to swing off Wonder Man. Okay, and then he was able to swing off one more character. I'm sorry, let me try to remember who it was. He was able to brush off or swing off Sentry. Okay, Sentry, that's crazy. Okay, so Red Hulk, Scar teaming up against Freddy and Pedro, who are not that experienced in the warrior department like they are, and they can also absorb, Scar and Red Hulk can absorb energies. I gotta say, it's their doom, and they're going to be put down for the count for sure. Alright, so with the family out of the way, Shazam, Captain Marvel, alone with just the Hulk and the whole Hulk family, Shazam is not going to make it. Shazam might be able to hold his own, let's make an argument's sake, against one, maybe two of them, but all of them, no way. Absorbing energy. So we got characters, the Hulks that can absorb energy. We got characters that get stronger and with anger and get madder or are hot red and stuff like that. We got characters with skills and military style background. Okay, we got characters with just strength themselves and have impressive feats. There's no way Shazam's going to be able to handle all of them. He might be able to put one of them out. Maybe Red She-Hulk, maybe KO She-Hulk, but I don't think so. Like She-Hulk, I think it's going to be able to hold her own. So I believe Red She-Hulk might be the only one who goes down for the count, and everybody else might stay intact, or they all stay intact. Either way, Shazam's not going to be able to handle them all. He'll be able to handle, like I said, one or two, but the whole Hulk family, not a chance. As always, No Press Fam, it's not up to me and it's not up to Biggs. It's up to you guys. So if you guys liked my argument, you know what you can do? You can hashtag the Hulk family. And if you guys like my argument, you know you can hashtag the Shazam family. And as always, No Press Fam, we really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.